Click the like, subscribe and the notification bell. It helps the Talisman to keep theatre alive.
Help! Help! Please! Somebody! Help me! Help me! I can't believe it. I'll never forgive myself. Oh, my darling Estie! Help! Help!
I heard you screaming. Who's this?
Oh, she's my girl. I only turned away for a moment. She was swimming in the sea.
Right, let's take a look.
I was keeping watch, and then I found her here.
Well, she's obviously been washed up with the tide. I need to place her on her back. How long has she been lying here?
I don't know. It can't be long. Can you do something? Please?
I'll do everything I can. I promise. I'm Steve. What's her name?
Esther. We call her Estie.
Estie, can you hear me?
Oh.
Can you hear me, Estie?
Oh.
She stopped breathing.
Oh, my baby.
Thought I'd see what the commotion
I'm
was.
going to begin CPR. Okay, here we go.
Estie.
1, 2,
Estie, please. I'm holding your hand. Can you hear me?
She can't hear you, you know.
Oh, no.
How old is she then?
9.
Oh, I thought she was. Only 9, poor thing. Looks small for her age, isn't he? She could have swallowed a lot of water. Left her on her own, did you?
I did not. Estie. Estie.
I don't think you're helping here much, mate.
I'm not your mate.
3.
There. Mind you, looks like he knows what he's doing.
Of course he does. Please, can't you just go away?
It's public place. Got as much right being here as you folk have. Even more so as I'm born and bred here, boy and man.
I'll just stand there gawping.
Yeah. Human nature, isn't it? But I'm not garping.
Do me a favour, make yourself useful and stand in the way of the sun, mate.
Told you before, I'm not your...
Yeah, just make yourself useful.
Well, I'll oblige. There. Shadow's over the poor little thing now.
Oh, you're so infuriating. She has got a name.
Betty, or Etty. What's her name again?
Hey.
Well, you're not a couple then.
No.
No, because if you were, you'd be the oddest couple I ever seen. Well, stranger things have happened. Yeah, well, that well may be, but I feel a friendship blossoming from today. And not from around these parts, are you? Otherwise you know about these strong currents. From up north, are you?
How did you know?
I just know these things.
Well, I didn't realise it was so obvious.
Well, only to some. The north, where it never rains, but it pours.
Oh, thank God for that.
Oh.
She's breathing.
Oh, my little one. Mummy's here. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to give you a big hug. Oh.
Done that before, ain't you?
It's number 3. Amazingly, in the last 7 years. I seem to be in the right place at the right time. It's strange.
Yeah, well, these are strange times after all.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I don't know what to say.
No problem. She'll be fine.
Mummy?
Oh, everything's going to be okay. Another hug.
If I'm not mistaken, you promised to save her, didn't you?
How the hell did you realise?
Even if it was just a promise to yourself. I saw the fight in your eyes. I ain't seen that in a long time. Did a good job there for the poor, for Estie. Credit's due.
You would have done the same, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Estie, this man, Steve, he saved your life.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. You're very lucky. May not feel like it now, but you are.
Oh, I'll be eternally grateful. We both will.
Tell me, were you purposely keeping her talking to take her mind off things? That's what it seemed like to me.
Or it might have been. A tactic I learnt during the war. I suppose I was trying to help those poor lads in their final minutes.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Uh,
You're a bit of a mystery.
and that's probably what I'll remain to many. Too late to change.
It's never too late.
I went out too far. It was like I was dragged out and I couldn't get back. I was too tired. It was frightening and I was calling you, Mummy, Mummy. But I wasn't frightened of her.
Well, you're safe now. She's all right, isn't she?
I don't know. She may be a little disorientated.
She helped push me nearer the shore. She didn't say anything, but somehow I knew what she was thinking. She was large and slippery, and she had a big tail. You do believe me, don't you?
Yes, Estie, yes. Perhaps she's got sunstroke. She's very hot.
What was that you said about her tail?
She wanted me to hold on to her tail, and I did for a short time, and then a wave separated us. And then she pushed me closer to the beach, and I was, almost sitting on top of her. It was like make-believe. Then it all went blank.
Do you think she could have banged her head?
I can't see any marks.
But you haven't made this up, have you? Listen to me. It's important you speak the truth, ain't it? Isn't that what parents always teach kids? You were saved by a mermaid, weren't you?
Don't be stupid. You're putting ideas in her head.
Yes, I was. I know it's hard to believe. A real-life mermaid saved me. He's right.
Let's get you to a doctor.
No, I'm not lying.
Surely you trust your own daughter. And she mentioned it before I did.
Do you believe me? You must.
Listen, Estie, I'm not saying I don't.
But you're not saying you do either. You're saying it's unconventional. Well, what I say is, whoever wanted to be conventional in the first place, it still haunts me to this day. But in a good way, if that makes sense.
What's the old man talking about, Mummy?
You're starting to frighten her.
Of course I'm not. Am I frightening you?
No.
Yeah, see? I may be old, as you put it, and there's no denying that. But I've never forgotten. Do you believe in coincidence, eh? Hey, Connie?
Yes.
No, well, I don't. No such thing, I'm telling you. Old wives' tales. It's no coincidence I'm meant to be here with you today. It's as if it happened yesterday.
Mate, come on. Are you trying to tell me?
Let's just hear what he has to say.
This old man standing here hasn't once ever spoken out about it to anyone, in case people thought I was crazy. Well, maybe I got a tiny bit crazy by not telling a soul. I know I got to now. You try stopping me.
Then, we're all ears.
Well, it was 1932 it was. I was exactly your age, Estie. Imagine that, eh? Hard, isn't it? Probably seems impossible to think of me at your age. Oh, we all get like this eventually, if you're blessed. I'm sure you got a good imagination, though. But not too good to think up a mermaid, right?
Right.
Yeah, good girl. I was here. It must have been pretty much in the same spot. Yeah, I remember the cliffs there. It all comes back to me. That wind, the sky, the terrible roaring sea. Well, I was a good, strong swimmer. I used to swim from here to the end of the pier and back again in 12 minutes and 20 seconds. That was my best ever time. Oh, you couldn't keep me out of the water. It was a calm summer's day to begin with. By the time I went for a swim late in the day, the sky had pockets of grey clouds forming, and it was getting chilly. Anyway, I started to swim out, and after about 5 minutes, it all changed. A sudden gust of wind, the sky went dark, and the waves were beginning to overpower me. And then heavy rain began to fall, followed by lightning and the loudest clap of thunder you ever heard.
What did you do?
Oh, I couldn't do nothing. I was washed out to sea, way beyond the end of the pier. I'd never gone out that far before because my parents told me not to, you know. Oh, I bet I was half a mile. I was shouting for help, but nobody heard me. I was petrified. It was then that I knew there was no way back. I fought for as long as I could. You know what they say about your whole life flashing in front of you before you meet your maker?
And did it?
Well, what do you think? I'd only had a short life up till then, so I can't say that it did. But I did start to think of me dear mum and dad, and my sister, and my friends, and me soppy old dog, thinking they'd never find me, thinking what I'd miss. That's quite something, at their age.
What happened?
That was it. It was all over for me. I took one last look at the sky, a final gulp of air, and sank below the waves. Then a miracle. This magnificent creature, because that's what she was, swam beneath me, pushed me up onto the surface and told me, in my mind, to swim for me life, and said I was going to be safe and not to be afraid. That's why I knew your girl was telling the truth, because there was some kind of a communication going on. It's not easy to put into words. But she pushed me all the way to the shore. To this day, I've never stepped into the sea again. And then it happened here, all those years ago. I still get this special feeling inside sometimes, and you will too, Estie, if you're lucky, and you'll believe you was given a second chance, like me. You be a good girl now for your mum, yeah?
I will. Always. You do believe us, Mummy?
Oh, I do, darling. I really do.
Well, thank you, folks. That means an awful lot to me, an awful lot.
It was precisely how he described it. I'll never forget it. Do you mean it?
Yes, I promise I do. I'm sorry I doubted you. Please forgive me, Estie.
You'll need to get her checked out.
I will, thanks. And then I screamed all round and thought, oh, where's he gone?
I don't know. I never saw him leave.
I didn't get a chance to say goodbye or even ask his name.
You do know that you never once mentioned your name, and that man somehow knew it? That's very odd.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I've got goosebumps. There was something unusual about him. Peculiar, even.
Different, Mummy. Just different. Goodbye, Fred, and thank you.
Well, as you heard, I'm Connie.
Nice to meet you. Connie?
I'm very pleased to meet you, Steve.